Hey friends, welcome to Storytime with Heather. Here's an excerpt from my book from the chapter entitled, I Almost Walked Away from God. I was 22 years old, 42,000 feet above the Atlantic, on my way to serve orphans ravaged by a civil war, when the clouds around me seemed to darken. It was like the very source of my hope that had been dimming for months was finally extinguished. As the plane's engines pushed me closer to Uganda and the Christian school where I'd be volunteering, I contemplated ditching my faith like a used suitcase out the emergency exit and into the vast ocean below. The timing couldn't have been worse. To tell the truth, I didn't really want to walk away from God. He was the only loving constant in my life. No, He was my life. But ever since I was a toddler, a heavy demon of shame perched on my shoulders. Shame I assumed would melt away as I followed Jesus. Shame that somehow only tightened its chokehold. God delivers people from sin. He transforms them. So why did He skip me? As we flew further and further from everything I'd once known, an airy doubt began to replace the rock beneath my feet. How can I tell others about Jesus with passion or integrity when I'm not experiencing His power in my own life, though I've begged for years? Confess your sins to one another, pray for one another, and you'll be healed. But I've confessed to over a dozen believers over the years who have all prayed, but nothing has changed. As much as I loved helping others, no one had been able to help me. Though I was surrounded by the gentle hum of the engines and soft breathing of my sleeping companions, the turbulence warred within my stomach. If everyone knew my struggles, would it somehow discredit Jesus? I couldn't bear the thought. God is legit. I guess I'm not. Maybe I should remove myself from the equation and not get in people's way of finding Him. Tears of weary exhaustion from trying to hold it all together threatened to break out. I never wanted it to come to this, but I give up. With a silent plea, I laid down an ultimatum that felt as much a surrender as a challenge. God, I need to be free. If you don't help me, I don't think I can keep walking with you. It's too draining to care what you must think about how I live. I can't keep carrying this shame. Jesus, you have power over darkness, so why not in my life? You know I love you. I've written my sin down and burned it in the fire. I've memorized verse upon verse about it. I've read books about breaking free. But I'm not free at all. I've vowed and I'm so sorry, but I can't change. Please show up somehow. I can't live like this anymore. Little did I know, the answer would come in the most unexpected of ways, in packages that offended my theology while overwhelming me with love. Only it wouldn't happen right away. No, not until the last little bit of fuel in my tank was spent and I finally flashed empty.